Welcome back to the Neshoba Valley Chamber Business Buzz. My name is Melissa Federhoff. I am President and CEO of the Neshoba Valley Chamber. I'm super excited to be here today with Mark Mendoza of Mark Mendoza Photography. Welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here, Melissa. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we are going to talk a little bit about some of the work that you do. You are a commercial photographer. And you specialize in helping local businesses tell their story.
That's right. Commercial. I work with basically a B2B business. I work with businesses, medium, large, small, and a lot of industrial and manufacturing companies, biotech, robotics, but also smaller companies. I work with some of the Neshoba Chamber members, done some bakery goods and things like that. So I do food as well. Yeah, my specialty is product and product lifestyle, meaning going out into the field as well, into whether it's a factory floor or a restaurant or whatever it may be, to get the shots of the facilities. And so there's sort of it gives the client sort of a transparency with the customer, so they can understand, what's behind the scenes.
Food isn't an easy product to capture and film either. And I say that because, we'll get into it a little bit, but I know that the trend is, everybody's always snapping photos of their dinners, and it doesn't necessarily look good, but we'll get into that.
Okay. Everybody loves food. It gets a lot of clicks, for sure.
So there's a lot of buzz about AI in creative industries. And so from your perspective, how is AI changing commercial photography?
Well, it's a fast-moving technology. I use it every day, as I'm sure many of you do. I think it's best to harness it and to work with it, not to have it necessarily do all your work for you, but to work hand in hand with it. And that's what I do in a lot of my post-production. It can make things easier in terms of if you're unable to go to a location, if financially or for other reasons it's not viable, you can create a scene that is appropriate to the job. And once that's approved, then we can, by the client, then we can go ahead and shoot a foreground, whether it be the people working in the foreground or whatever it is, without ever having to leave a studio. So there's advantages to that. Then there's the question of is it ever going to replace us? I don't know ever, but so far, no. I mean, clients still need to give a authentic representation of who they are and of their product. What's more valuable than your product? It's your one and only. You don't want a synthetic version of that. You want it deserves authentic photos, not just your products, but your people, your facilities. Certain things are, I don't want to say AI proof, but kind of AI proof at this time. If you're looking to pull back the curtain and unveil, what it's like authentically to work where you work, to do what you do, you need a photographer for that.
Mm-hmm. And there's something, a while back, everybody was doing little headshot images, the cartoon pics. That's one thing, but when you've got the Facetune and you can tell that it's a Facetune photo, it's not authentic. It's not you, and yes. It's hard to connect to that.
People want to do business with people that they trust, and they want to see you looking authentic, not offensive or scary, just in your natural kind of self. And it's difficult to reproduce with AI, to be honest. It just doesn't look authentic. And so I spend a lot of time in my studio with getting folks in there and getting them to relax, saying some ridiculous story or something that's going to help them to relax a little bit, pose them in just the right way, get the lighting in just the right way, so that they look natural and they look like somebody. If you see them on LinkedIn, like, that's somebody that I would do business with, and that's the goal. You want to be somebody that's approachable and somebody you'd want to do business with.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So for manufacturers in the B2B companies that you work with, it can be tough to show how professional and capable they are. How can industrial photography help communicate that?
There's nothing better, I think, that you could do as an industrial company than to show your facilities. People want to know who they're going to be working with. So when you hire a photographer to come in and shoot your facilities, you're showing that your shop floor is clean, that you have modern machinery, that you have personnel that are capable, and that everything seems to sort of be running smoothly, and you are kind of who you say you are. It just, again, it's pulling back the curtain and showing your authentic business to everyone. You have nothing to hide, and that's helps people want to do business with you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So it seems like everywhere you go, as I mentioned, people are snapping photos with their phones, and I know that I've taken some great photos with my phone,
I know you have.
but it's still it's not it's a usually I have my phone right here. That's why I went to go grab for it. But it's a multi-purpose device. It's not a camera that was created to capture the best. So how, in your experience, how do these, all these little iPhone and phone photos affect sales and credibility?
Phones are great. I love my phone.
Right?
And taking pictures with your phone is great. And it definitely has a place. I think you have to draw the line at a certain point when it comes to your business and it comes to the products that you sell. At the end of the day, you're going to want a set of professional photos of that product to show the professionalism of your business, to show the product in the best possible light. You really owe it to yourself to get professional photos done.
Well, so I remember attending a chamber conference once, and one of the things that they talked about was you just need to get something out on the internet, and so it's okay to start to take photos with your phones.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit of a type A person, and so I don't necessarily agree. I like to have everything look nice.
Right.
So I'm hearing from you that it's not necessarily true to always just get something out on the internet.
Well, I don't blame anyone for taking self photos when you're starting out, and if you don't have a budget for it, go with that. But you're going to ultimately and hopefully progress to a point where you need to level up your game, make your business more professional in so many ways, and one of that is content, and you want professional looking content. So again, okay to start out that way. But ultimately, you're going to want to reconsider. A lot of my work comes from when people have kind of larger marketing endeavors that they're taking on. They may be redoing the website. And when they redo the website, they're like, this is a beautiful website, but these photos are not up to par. So that is a case where someone is trying to raise the bar in terms of the branding and the look of their business via a website redesign. Well, they're going to need photos as well, and or video or whatever the case may be.
So you specialize in photography for food, products, and e-commerce. What are some of the key visual or psychological factors that makes someone click buy?
Good lighting is key. Not just haphazard lighting, not just happen to put it by a window and see what you get. Correct composition. You want to, if it's a product you're shooting, if we're shooting your mug over there, you want to come down low and have it be kind of like the hero. You don't want to shoot it coming downward. So there's a number of things. If it's food, you want the food to be as fresh as possible. Food has a very short window of life. So you want to get the shot composed, you want to get it set up, you want to get it lit, you want to get it approved so you can have some kind of a dummy dish. And once that's done, say, okay, now go ahead and make the food. If you're going to cook like a piece of meat or something, cook it rare. Everything has to be rare, because everything shrinks and shrivels as you cook it, And then put the lettuce on top.
So what we're hearing is you're an expert, and there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Yes.
There's a lot of details and thought and knowledge that you've acquired over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with food, for example, I have to coach the clients to slow down, like the kitchen sometimes wants to bring stuff out really quickly, and I'm like, please wait until I give you I'll give you 15 minutes heads up, because it's just going to sit there, and by the time we're ready, it's not going to look good anymore. So it has to be as fresh as possible,
Mm-hmm.
And food is great. Food gets a lot of clicks. Everyone relates to food. Everybody loves food. Everybody loves a good food picture. It gets a lot of clicks.
Mm-hmm.
But to do that, you need to do it. You need to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to product as well. Product can have its own little finicky nature to it as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you also do professional headshots?
I do. I do. Yes, I do in studio, or we go on location.
Okay.
A lot of times, law firm, they have a bunch
Mm-hmm.
of lawyers and paralegals and stuff like that. And sometimes we do a combination. Sometimes a client needs some like lifestyle type shots, and they need another setup later in the day to do headshots, and so we do that as well. But everything is very carefully lit. People are very carefully posed. We have a lot of techniques for posing people, so that they look their best. You stand very tall. You stretch all the muscles. You pull your forehead toward the camera. And that's how you look. A couple of secrets right there. How you can look
Okay.
your best.
So
Yeah, poke it out
I
like
feel
that.
like I look like a, I don't know. I can't think of the animal, but
I
but
think we all feel that way sometimes. It's a little nerve wracking to be in front
but
of the camera.
the reality is that you're on the behind the camera
Yeah.
and you're getting a different view than what I'm feeling. So,
That's correct. And similar to the product, I want to be a little bit lower to you,
hmm
so that it's pointing a little bit up at you. So
okay.
you look more powerful, as opposed to me coming down from here and you look
Oh, so
small.
again, going back to the snapping of the phones, everybody's doing this.
Right.
It's a no.
Right. Exactly.
So you've been a member of the Neshoba Valley Chamber, and I know you mentioned that you work with, and I know you work with Geraldine.
Hmm.
You work with a number of other chamber members. Can you share why you decided to join the chamber and what you've gotten out of the chamber?
I didn't really know what I was getting into when I joined the chamber. I thought that was something that you had to do if you're a business. Well, as it turns out, it's been really great. You do a great job.
Thank
Everybody
you.
loves you.
Thank you.
The events are great. I love to go to the business after hours. I go to as many of those as I can. I love meeting people. I think the size is like just right. I refer people. People refer me. We do work together, or we just have a beer together. I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's to me is one of the best parts. I've also been a part of the networking group as well. So yeah, I've gotten a lot out of the chamber.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much. Is there anything that we didn't cover today that you want our listeners to know about?
Just go out and hire a professional photographer for your business, if to whatever you can afford. Start out small.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times I see companies come to me and they say, we have 500 SKUs. We have 500 products. We want to get them done. I'm like, okay, well, 500 times whatever number I'm going to say is going to be a big number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and it scares them off sometimes. Like, well, do you really need to do 500? Do you even have 500 in stock right now that you could bring to me right now?
Right.
Probably no. Okay. Let's do 50. Let's start out. Let's do 50. Let's do your top sellers. Let's do your top 50 products.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get those done. You'll be happy. I'll be happy. And then we'll go from there. So don't try to bite off more than you can chew.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it sometimes is sort of like a panic. I need to do all this, and I'm like, okay, relax. We'll do little by little. Small bites. Walk before you can run.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So you have a website. What's your website?
MarkMendozaPhoto.com.
Okay. And I know I've gone to your website, so I know you have some examples of the work that you've done, the various types of products and work that you've done. So folks can visit markmendozaphoto.com and check that out.
Yep.
And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you to talk and learn more and see if it was a fit, how would they do that?
Yeah, please shoot me an email at mark@markmendozaphoto.com. Mark with a K.
Excellent. All right. Anything else we missed?
I don't think so. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining. We're looking forward to seeing you at our next event.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for listening. And of course, always thank you to AJ of Clear Signal Productions, who is our podcast producer for all the work that he does behind the cameras, which is a place that you are normally behind the cameras as well. So thank you so much for joining us today.